Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be drafting a pant sloper or a trouser sloper, and we're going to be doing it using a free online pattern drafting system. But before you do that, if you look below this video, you're going to get a link that will help you download this particular form that shows you all the measurements you're going to be taking. Now, I'm getting this from my YouTube video showing you how to actually create a pant sloper manually. So I'm going to follow the instructions on that video to create this pant sloper digitally. So I'll put the link of this video below this video so that you can also go and watch it, because everything I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be getting instructions from this video. It is important for you to download it, because when I'm mentioning some calculations, as you can see here, some calculations, you will not be confused about it. So that is why it's important you download this if you actually want to follow me and create a pant sloper digitally. You can also decide to use any other pattern book that you want. There are a lot of pattern books out there that actually give you instructions on how to create a pant sloper professionally. But the most important thing is that get something you can follow so that you can create a pant sloper. Most times, pant slopers are more difficult to get fitting. And if you don't do it very well, you might not have all those fittings that you want if you're creating your trouser or your pant sloper. So let's go ahead and start. And we're going to be using Pattern Maker Pro. It's a completely free online pattern making system. If you don't know anything about Pattern Maker Pro, I have a lot of videos that I will link below this video to introducing you to Pattern Maker Pro, how you can register and how you can start using it immediately. And so let's go and let's start. So this is Pattern Maker Pro website, and this is my account. As I said, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube where you can actually learn how to use Pattern Maker Pro. For this video, we are going to go straight and we are going to get an empty, a blank canvas for us to start our pant pattern. So this is where you get an empty canvas, takes you there. You click on Add to Basket. And then you look for a measurement set. If you don't know how to create measurement sets, I will link a video here to show you how you can create your very own measurement sets or measurement sets for your customers. So I'll choose the measurement set I'm going to use, and then I'll just go to the fashioner. Then it's going to take a few minutes to be able to create a blank canvas for me to use. So now we click on Continue to Fashioner, and then we are going to wait briefly, and then this is our blank canvas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a pattern. Let me call it a pattern with dimensions 36 by 48. 36 by 48. 48 is the length, 36 is the width. Now this is dependent on your hip length. But 36 for me is big enough for anybody that wants to use it. So we are going to be using 36 by 48. Please go and watch my other videos on how to use the fashioner of Pattern Maker Pro. I'm not going to be going step by step because I have a full video where I explained how you can use every single one of these in the fashioner. I'll just go ahead and create my square that we are going to be working with, and then we'll start. So I've gone ahead to create these lines, which I'm going to explain exactly what it means. So I have created, take this as your pattern paper, digital. So I've done that. This is 36 inches by 48 inches. Now to get these inches, it depends on the length of your trouser. Then you add 4 inches. And then this is the back, your back hips and your front hips divided by 2 and then plus 4 inches to get this. So that's what I did to get the exact rectangle size. Now once you've gotten that, you divide it into 2. So since my own is 36, this is 18 inches and this is 18 inches. And of course, I've gone ahead to get the waistline. You come down 4 inches to create your waistline. This is the waistline. Then from that waistline, you measure your waist to hips to get your hip line. Just square it across the back and front. And then of course, from the waist, you get your cross line. Now this cross line, you can get it by sitting down on a flat chair and then measuring from your waist to the flat chair. That is your cross line. And of course, from the waist to the length of your trouser, that is your hip line. Then you go ahead to get the center back line and the center front line. How do you get this? So to get this, you divide your hip circumference by 4 and then add the amount of piece that you want to add. For the back side, you will add up to 1/3 of an inch for the back side. And then for the front side, once you divided your hip circumference by 4, you now add 1/4 of an inch. If you look at the form I told you to download below this video, you'll see the formula of how to get your center front and your center back line for our trouser. So the next thing we are now going to do is of course to mark our waist, and to do that you divide your waist circumference by 4. That's for the back part. Divide it by 4 and then add 1/4 of an inch. And then for the front, you also divide your waist circumference by 4 and add 1/2 an inch. So that's it. That is how I got it. And then you measure it from the center front from here to here. That's for the front waist measurement. From here to here, that's for the back waist measurement. And all these I've been using this add point from point command. So it's quite easy. If you don't understand how to use it, please go and watch my other videos. It's very easy to follow. So the next thing we are going to do now we are going to shape the sides using curves. So we are going to shape for the front and we are going to shape for the back. And then we are going to form our darts. Now, the back darts, we are going to be having two darts. 2 darts in front and 2 darts at the back. So I'm going to form the darts and then I'll come and explain how those darts were formed. So I'm going ahead to create my darts for the back. And to create darts for the back, first of all, you have to find out what your bust span is. Your bust span is normally your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. And then for the back, you subtract 0.5 inches from the bust span. My bust span is 4 inches, so when I subtract 0.5, it's going to be 3.5 inches. So from this center back, I'm going to measure 3.5 inches, and that will form the center part of my first dart for the back. So that's what I did here. Then remember that each of the darts is 1 inch. We added 2 inches, if you can remember, to the waist to be able to remove it. So we are now going to remove 1 inch here and 1 inch here. And the distance between this center point to this center point is 1/3 of an inch. That is 1.75 inches. That is for this. And then the vanishing point for the back dart is of course 4 inches. You can decide to make one of it 4.5 and the second 4, but I made the both 4 inches. So I'm going to show you now. We're going to create that for the front. So what you can do is, first of all, of course, remember our bust span for the front is 4 inches. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to points, add point from points, and then we now go here, highlight. We are going to measure from there, continue. And then because we are going to the left side of our diagram, is going to be -4. If you've been watching my videos, of course, this should not be something new for you. So that is our point. So we are going to save it. And now the second point of the second dot is 1.5 inches away. So we are going to go back to point, add point from point. We are going to add this, highlight where we want it from, and then continue. So you can decide to highlight from here and then just do another point for 1.5 for the second dot, or you can decide from here. Like from here is going to be negative 5.5. So that will be still on the x-axis, and that will be negative 5.5. And that is the second point of our dot. And the vanishing point for each of the dots is going to be 3 inches. So the same thing, as I said, is quite easy. I'm just showing it to you. So you just go here, continue, and then it's going to be downwards. That is the y-axis. So it's going to be 3. So there, and that's that. And you do the same thing for the second one. That is how easy it is to be doing this. Y-axis, and that's it. So save. So remember that the distance between each of the dots is going to be 0.5. You take in 0.5 here and you take in 0.5 here. So that means from this point to the second point will be 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, and I'm going to do that, and then I'll just draw the line. So let me show you how to curve your back. I've already curved the front part of the trouser, so let's curve the back. So to do that, we go to curves, add curve, then you select your start and your end point. So this is our start point, this is our end point. Now this point is the mid between the waist and your hips, the midpoint. And so we continue. It will ask you for curve points. I will take 2 curve points. I will continue. So those are the curve points. So all I have to do now is to bring it up to be a little bit curved, like so. Just curve it. The front should curve more. So that is how it is. So we now have the back curve and of course the front curve, and then we are going to save it. So that's our curve for the back and that's our curve for the front. I'll go ahead and shape off this dot, and then we can now see how we are going to create our crush curve for the back and our crush curve for the front. So I've gone ahead to draw the crush curve for the back part of the trouser, and I'm going to do the front part to show you how I did this. But the only difference between the back part and the front part is that for the waistline of the back part, you're going to come in from the center back line, 0.75 inches. That's 3/4 of an inch. And then you're going to, of course, add that 3/4 of an inch and shift this curve line here. So that's exactly what you do first. And then find the midway between the waistline and the crush line. That is the midway there. And then join the 2 points together. Also find the midway here on this part of the line. And then create a point and then create a perpendicular line to separate these 2 lines at this point. And then we create a circumference to cause an intersection here that is going to guide us to draw our curve. Now, to know the extension of the curve is for you to measure from here to here. That is your back width. Once you measure it, you divide it by 2. Whatever it gives you, that will be the extension for your back crush curve. Now for the front, we also measure this distance. Whatever it will give you, divide it by 4 to be able to get your front crush curve extension. So that is the extension, and then you add that extension here. When I did mine, it gave me 2 point something, then I added it from here to here. And of course, I found the center point between the waist and the cross line, which is here, and the same center point from the waist and the cross line, which is here. So I'm going to draw this line here. So I will just go to lines. I will just add line. I'm going to add the line from here to here, and I'm going to continue, and I'm going to save. Now, for me to be able to curve this, I need this perpendicular line to give me a guiding point of 1.5 centimeters. Remember, for the back, the guiding point was 2 centimeters. But for the front, it's going to be 1.5. So we are going to go to shapes. We are going to add a circle. And it's going to start from here. Continue. And then the radius is going to be that 1.5 centimeters. So I'll just write 1.50 centimeters. So you find out that is it, and then we save it. So now I'm going to do the intersection here. I'm going to mark it. So go to point, add point at intersection. So you're going to highlight these two elements that intercede here. I'm going to highlight it. Sometimes it's, let me expand it a little. Sometimes it refuses to highlight. Okay, it has highlighted. And then this line too, I'm going to highlight it. So that is the intersection. So we are going to continue. Then the point is there, and we're going to save it. So now we are now going to curve for the front cross curve from here, passing through here up to here. So to do that, we'll go to curves, add curve. So where is the curve going to start from? It's going to start from here. And it's going to end here. So we're now going to continue. Curve point, I'm going to do up to 4 curve points so that it will help me really adjust it very well. Continue. So you have that. So now just follow those things and just adjust it such that you will get your curve. Remember, the curve has to flow through here. Just follow it. I like it. Draw it a little. So you can see we are getting the curve little by little. That was too much. So there we have our curve. Just keep adjusting it until you have the curve looking very nice, as long as it flows through this one and then comes down and joins this one here. So once you're satisfied with the way it looks, you can now go ahead and just can now go ahead and now save it. So that's our curve for the front, and that's our curve for the back. So we are gradually coming to the end of this pattern trouser sloper using a completely free online pattern making software. I'm going to explain to you exactly how I came about drawing my curves and shaping the trouser. The very first thing you need to do is to create your grain line for both the front trouser and the back trouser. And to do that, you find your distance from the side seam to the cross curve. whatever you get from here, you divide it by 2, and then you add 1/4 of an inch. And then you do the same thing for the back part of the pant. So that is the center, and that is the center. That is the grain line for the front, and that is the grain line for the back. So you draw it down to the bottom, and when you get to the bottom, you now get your circumference, your ankle circumference. My ankle circumference is 15 inches. And from this 15 inches, I'm going to put 8 inches for the back and then 7 inches for the front. Whatever you have as your ankle circumference, always make sure that the back is 1 inch more than the front. That will give a better fitting of your trouser. So that 7 inches, divide it from the grain line, that is 3.5 here and 3.5 here. For the back, remember it's 8 inches, 4 here and 4 here. And then once you've done that, all you have to do next is to, of course, join from the crotch curve down to your ankle measurement, your hemline. And to do that, first of all, you come in here on that your crotch curve, come in by a 0.5 inches. The same thing here, come in by 0.5 inches. And then from that 0.5 inches, that's what you're going to draw and join this, your hemline. The same thing for the back, you do the same thing from here and down here. And then you now get a drop down from that 5 inches to come down by 6 inches. Like the radius of this, I've shown you how to do this. The radius of this is 5 inches. So we can get the intersection here to know where to start drawing our curve, to have the curve for the front part of the pants, and then for the back, the drop down is 6 inches to also have the curve for the back part of the pant. So that is what this is all about. And of course, the next thing is for you to register your DATs. I've shown you how to register that. I've also shown you here again. To register your DATs, you go here and then go to register DATs. So I'll go here, select the DAT pivot point. I'm going to register this one first. Continue. Select the DAT leg point that will stay. That simply means, you know that when you're folding your DAT, I'll be folding the DAT to the side seam. This is the side seam. So be folding the DAT from here to here. So it is this DAT point that will stay. Then continue. Select the DAT leg point that will fold over. It is this one that will fold over. Then continue. Select the point representing fold that is coming towards this side. So we'll highlight that and we continue. And then we name it. So I'll name this one as my back pant DAT. DAT 2. And then I will enter, and then I will continue, and that is registered. And I'll do the same thing for the second DAT. Now to shape our waist, you come to the center back here and come up a point by 1/4 of an inch, that's 0.25 inches. And then for the center front part of the trouser, you come down by 1/4 of an inch. And then we are going to draw a curve from here to here, and also draw a curve from here to here. So let's go draw our curve, add curve. So it's starting from here to, remember it's down, to the down one, and then continue. And then the curve point, I'll make it 2 curve points. Continue. So that's it. So you can see there's a little adjustment there. So that is the drop down for the front. So we save it and do the same thing for the back. Add, not circle, sorry, cancel. Add curve. Then we'll start from, where is it? Up there. Well, if it is difficult, just expand it a little bit so that you can highlight it. Highlight the one that you want. So with I have formed my curve for the back part of the pant sloper, and I've also formed the curve for the front part of the pant sloper. And with this, I've come to the end of this video. I don't want it to be too long. So if you want to know how to actually print out your pant slopers in PDF format, please watch my next video, which I'm going to explain to you how to get rid of all these circles, because it is not wise for you to print this out as it is. There are things you still need to do to be able to print it out in a PDF format to put them together and then to put them on your material to cut. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you will try your hands on creating your own very own pants. Pattern Maker Pro is something that is very easy to use as long as you keep practicing it. It may look difficult in the beginning, but once you keep practicing it, you'll be able to get different styles as you want. So see you in my next video, and thank you for watching.